Lionel Messi turned down $400 million a year. Not total. Every single year. The biggest contract ever offered to an athlete. He said no. The world said he'd lost his mind. 3 years later, he's a billionaire, and the smaller paycheck everyone mocked is the exact reason why. Stick around, because by the end, you'll never look at your own paycheck the same way. But to understand the no, you have to go back to the beginning, because the greatest footballer alive almost never happened. And it had nothing to do with talent. It was money. A boy in Argentina, so small the doctors said his body would never catch up. The growth treatment cost around $900 a month. His family couldn't afford it. Think about that. $900 stood between the world and Lionel Messi, and you felt that wall too. Not the same one, but the feeling. The thing you wanted, sitting just on the other side of money you didn't have. Then Barcelona made an offer, cross an ocean at 13, and we'll pay for your medicine. The story goes they sketched the first deal on a napkin. So it didn't start with a gift. It started with a debt to a talent someone else had to finance. And maybe that's exactly why Messi spent the rest of his life treating money differently than everyone around him. For 20 years, the world watched the goals. 8 Ballon d'Ors. A World Cup. That's the part everyone admires. But while the cameras chased trophies, something quieter was happening in the contracts. Here's a question. When your day ends, do you own anything you built? Or did you just rent out your hours and hand them back? Because that gap, right there, is the entire difference between a salary and a fortune. Messi figured that out early. His Adidas partnership reportedly pays him tens of millions a year, but it's not just a sponsorship. He's tied to the brand long-term, not renting his face for a season. He doesn't just wear it. He's attached to the upside. Hold that idea, because it's about to explain the most mocked decision of his career. In 2023, the Saudi billions arrived. Al Hilal put a number on the table so big it's hard to even picture. Reported at around $400 million a year, over $1 billion across the deal. The richest contract in the history of sport. And everyone, every fan, every pundit asked the same question: how much will they pay him? Messi asked a completely different one: what will I own? Because Saudi cash was guaranteed, but cash stops the day you stop playing. Inter Miami offered less salary plus the things money can't, a future ownership option in the club itself. A cut of Apple's streaming deal from every new fan who subscribed to watch him. A profit share with Adidas. He wasn't taking a job. He was buying a piece of the upside. And here's the payoff. When Messi arrived, Inter Miami was worth somewhere around $500 to $600 million. Today, reported near $1.5 billion, the most valuable soccer club in America. Saudi money would have made him rich. Miami let him build something that grows while he sleeps. Now sounds like genius, right? Here's what nobody tells you. He could have lost. The Saudi cash was locked in. The Miami upside was only ever worth what the future decided. If that club had flopped, he'd have walked away from hundreds of millions for almost nothing. He was taking a real risk. The difference is what was sitting underneath it. By then, he already had a real estate company listed on a Spanish exchange. A sports drink, a restaurant chain, small football clubs he'd quietly bought across Europe. Miami wasn't a bet with the rent money. It was one move on a board he'd already covered. The bold move only looks safe because everything beneath it was built years in advance. Success always looks simple after it works. So look at what that napkin became. A boy whose body needed money he didn't have grew into a man who could refuse a fortune and get richer for refusing it. In 2026, Bloomberg counted him among the billionaires. The world saw a legend choosing love over money. What he actually chose was the difference between being paid for your work and owning what your work creates. So the next time life hands you a number, a raise, an offer, a yes that feels safe, ask what Messi asked. Not how much will this pay me today, But what will I own tomorrow? He understood that at 13, broke, with a body that wouldn't grow. The real question isn't whether you can learn the same thing. It's how long you'll wait before you do. So tell me, right now, in your own life, are you being paid for today or building something you'll own tomorrow?